So guys, we're going to be having a conclusion to intermittent fasting as well as the macro tracking with the MyFitnessPal app. And we're going to be just briefly discussing what the intermittent fasting route is going to be doing for you if you choose to take that option. So if you decide to go the intermittent fasting route, you don't have to track your calories the same as you would have to for the calorie or macro option. This is because the time window you choose helps to limit your eating, which in turn is a way to control your calorie intake. Therefore, you will only be able to eat within either a 6 to 8 hour window. So that's quite important that you choose that, guys. If you are going to go down the intermittent fasting route, you do need to choose your window, and you need to think quite carefully as to what time frame that's going to be. Let's take a simple option of choosing from 11 in the AM till 7 in the PM. That's got to suit your day-to-day lifestyle pretty much on a regular basis. You can come away from that window or change your window sometimes, but you can't keep changing your window all the time, because again, a lot like the macro tracking, your body's going to need to know what an equilibrium is. So your body's going to need to know that it's fed at that time at 11 a.m. and only up until 7 in the p.m. What is also quite important to understand is that your 7 p.m. doesn't mean you eat at 7 p.m. That is when the window closes. That's also quite important. So obviously the window opens at 11 a.m. if that's a time that you're going to choose, and it closes at 7 p.m. So you really need to be having your last meal about 6:30 in the p.m. The window is completely up to you to choose. Obviously, the more that you fast, meaning you're taking an 18-hour fasting day and that you're going to be only consuming food for 6 hours, I think that's for people who are a little bit more experienced with intermittent fasting. So if you ever start looking back over these videos again and you want to reread the course and go over it again, possibly the 6 hours might actually be beneficial for you in some other way. However, I believe that the 8-hour window is perfect, because 8 hours is a long enough time to be able to digest and intake 3 square meals a day with all the macronutrients involved. Plus, if you want to, like I've suggested before, that you also look at taking the MyFitnessPal app or a diary to be able to record what you're doing so that you know where you are and how you're tracking it. Again, it might sound quite laborious, but we're trying to ingrain in you some better eating habits. So the intermittent fasting or the macro tracking are all habitual. We're trying to train you how to habitually eat better, which will just allow your body to do the things that you want it to do. If you're looking to drop weight, if you're looking to lose weight, this is not a weight loss course, by the way. However, it is something that you may want to achieve. If you want to feel that you're a fit person and you're active very well, or you are active as a person but you don't eat very well, again, this course is very much for you. And either the macro tracking or the intermittent fasting are going to be either way that you can go down either of those routes. So, however, we do recommend that you track your macro and calorie intake throughout the process, as it will give you a clearer indication on what you are having, such as, are you having the right fats? Is your sugar intake too high? Are you getting enough protein? And they're really important things to remember, guys. If you're not having enough macronutrients or the right macronutrients and you're having too much of the wrong macronutrients, this could be the whole reason as to why you're not achieving the goals that you set out to achieve when you're trying to look at your health and your well-being. So by doing this, you'll be well on your way to getting the most out of this course and out of your diet. You won't get stuck on the same weight, as you'll be able to adjust your macros and your calories. You don't have to track every day, just enough to get an idea of what your intake is. You can better judge your foods and meal plans to suit your lifestyle as you go. And again, guys, With this course, you are given two recipe books. One is for low carb meals and one is for high protein meals. You don't have to use those, obviously, but they do give you some better options of what foods you can use, and everything is also scannable into MyFitnessPal. So again, if you're not using MyFitnessPal and you want to go down the intermittent fasting route, you can use those recipes that are downloadable with this course pack in MyFitnessPal. So it gives you an idea of what you're consuming every single day. So if you were to choose 3 meals, if you were intermittent fasting, if you wanted to choose 3 meals from the recipe book, you can scan all of those in and you can be pretty much 90% on your way of where your calorie intake is coming from, and you know that it's coming from better quality food and also better choices made. So you're feeding your body nutritionally a lot